Hey, it's a Humble Collector here, and in today's video we're doing another unboxing. We have a whole mess of death cards, probably about a month's worth, and then we also have some photographs as well, which should be a nice change of pace. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll start with the death cards I had to open up the envelopes for already, just a few this time. Starting off, we have Willy Reuter, who was killed during the Second World War. Apparently he was born on July 5th, 1926 in Belgium. And unfortunately, not too much information on him otherwise. This is just a two-panel card, but I might be able to find something there. Could also be a civilian card, kind of hard to tell. Next up, we have Blasius Strasser here, who was a Lehrer and Gauschulungsleiter in the NSLB, which is one of the pre-war Nazi organizations, but I can't remember what it is. And he was also an Oberleutnant in a Grenadier regiment, who died on August 19th, 1943, after being heavily wounded at Novaya Berezovka in the east. Next up here, we have the card for Franz Xavier Schmidt, who was a Sanitäter Obergefreiter in an infantry regiment, veteran of the campaigns in Poland and France, who fell on July 13th, 1941 in Russia. We have a really nice outdoor photo of Franz here. We can see his bayonet on his belt. A nice, stone wall behind him there. Most of these photos you see on death cards are taken in, studios, so it's always neat to see outdoor photos. This is kind of an interesting one. We have, apparently it was in an album at some point. It's missing, probably where it was taped on the back there. This is the death card of Robert Meyer, who was a Zugsmelder in an infantry regiment and fell in the east on August 8th, 1942. Admittedly, I don't remember what a Zugsmelder is off the top of my head, so I'll have to look that up afterwards as well. And then we have Unteroffizier Max Hull, who was in a heavy mortar unit and was the bearer of numerous awards and was killed July 23rd, 1944 in the east. Not often that you see actually I think this is the first card in a long time I've seen a mortar unit called out specifically, so that's pretty neat. So we'll go ahead and move on here to the first envelope. I think there's a lot of lieutenants and Oberleutnants and such in here, if I remember correctly, from the past month of buying. Oh, we got kind of a nice vintage postcard there. Looks like this is taped together. There we go. Oh, these have actually been sent as well. It's kind of interesting, so hold on here. Oh, wow, sent from West Germany. That's actually really cool. Yeah, from 1980 and 1981. Oh, that's super cool, actually. Oh, I did not expect that. It's kind of neat. I like that. So it looks like we have the death card here of Wilhelm Schmidt, who was a lieutenant in an infantry regiment, killed September 20th, 1939 at the age of 21. Died in a field hospital in Poland, and is buried in the military cemetery in Przemysl. Gosh, that's a lot of letters that don't belong together. But yeah, super young looking. He's only 21 years old. He was a lieutenant. Very early war card here as well. That's just a little over 2 weeks after the war started. So super neat. Moving on to the next one here. We have another postcard. This one from 1986. Oh, a nuclear plant. Some neat postcards in this lot. Normally, the postcards I don't keep unless they're vintage. There's some decent ones here. Let's see, how do we open this up down here? Okay. All right, so we have Hans Meyer, who was a Feldwebel in a Grenadier regiment. Bankbeamter der Elgev Bank. I don't know what all that means, but he was bearer of the Iron Cross First, Second Class, the Infantry Assault Badge, the Wound Badge in gold, the Eastern Front Medal, the Mitkampfer, a veteran of the campaigns in France and Russia, who died on December 7th, 1943, from a Granatwurftreffer, so a direct grenade or mortar hit. Super cool. Definitely like seeing highly decorated cards like that. I always find kind of interesting. Which goes well with the next one here, which is for Albert Irber, who was an Unteroffizier in a Grenadier regiment, bear the Iron Cross First Second Class, the Infantry Assault Badge, War Merit Cross with swords, the Eastern Front Medal, who on October 27th, 1943, in the heavy fighting in the east near Chervanich, Orech, died at the age of 22. Nice photo here with him with his Infantry Assault Badge and his Iron Cross First Class. Very cool. And we have a nice HCOM backing there as well. And the last card in that bundle, it's 4-panel. For Dr. J.U.R. Joseph Pretzel, Pretzel, I'm thinking. Lieutenant in Gebhar's Artillery Regiment, bear the Iron Cross First Second Class, the Assault Badge, and the Wound Badges, Eastern Front Medal, who died on August 28th, 1942, at the age of 28, near Perekopka, Russia. Nice EK1 there in his photo as well. All right, move on to the next envelope here. Alrighty, so we have the death card of Willy Hoffman, who was born on May 21st, 1914. He was a lieutenant in a Grenadier Regiment, bearer of the Iron Cross Second Class, the Assault Badge, the Wound Badges, Eastern Front Medal, and the Tofferkites Medal. Can't remember what that is off the top of my head. And it looks like he was killed on June 17th, 1944, after 8 years of service at the age of 30. So, he was in the military for a very long time before being killed. Next one here. We've got more postcards. So unfortunately, no fun writing on that one, just some stuff from the seller. We got a few cards here, so go ahead and check these out. First, we have a nice steel helmet here for Karl Firmthaler, Unteroffizier in a Grenadier Regiment, bearer the Iron Cross, the War Merit Cross Second Class with swords. And he was killed January 17th, 1943, at the age of 39. And then we have Herr Adolf Huber, who is a Lieutenant and Company Führer. He was killed April 17th, 1945 in New Hardenberg. This is definitely a post-war card. Very glossy, no swastika there because of the denazification laws. And then kind of a really neat Kriegsmarine card. I don't get these very often for Matrosengefreiten Edvard Scheck, who fell on October 5th, 1943, in south of Mittelmeers, which I believe is the Med, if I remember correctly, so southern Mediterranean. So yeah, super cool. Like I said, I don't get Kriegsmarine cards very often, so when I do, it's always kind of exciting. I haven't done a video on one in a long time, too. Hopefully, I have some more coming up in the backlog here. All right, moving on to the next envelope here. We have several more left. This is going to be a bit of a longer video. Alrighty. Alright, so we have the card of Peter Furtner, who is a Unteroffizier on a Geberg's divisional staff, who was killed on May 1st, 1940. Unfortunately, no picture of him there, though it looks like there is some pencil writing there. It doesn't seem to match the front, though. Huh, weird. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. I think these are a few from the same seller, so I'm probably going to have to take that paper out on all of them. Yep. It's for Martin Berger, who is a Schütze in Landschützen Erzat Abteilung 6-211. And he died in Yugoslavia at the age of 42. So probably a post-war card, I'm guessing, since it has the unit on it, which is very unusual. Yeah, killed in Yugoslavia, I'd assume probably near the end of the war. Unfortunately, no dates here as well. So it might be a bit difficult to research, but we'll see what I can do when I get around there. Well, another Kriegsmarine death card for Aloy Betzinger, who was a machinist, Stabsgefreiter, the Kriegsmarine, veteran of the First World War, bear the Iron Cross Second Class, the Minesweeper Badge, various other awards, who died after 5 years of service at the age of 47 on December 28th, 1944, in a Marine hospital in La Rochelle. A nice photo of him there as well. So, veteran of the First World War. Interesting. I wonder if he would have been involved in the Kaiser Marine mutinies at the end of World War I. Probably no way to tell, unfortunately. All right, we got a few death cards in this one. All right, we have the death card of Theo Wurstel, who was a Feldwebel officer's candidate in a Pioneer Battalion, who fell on December 26, 1939 on the Western Front. I don't think I have any from December 1939, kind of an unusual date. And then the other card here is for Johann Grindiger, who was a soldier in Storm Regiment List, which I'm wondering if that's the List Regiment, what is Infantry Regiment 199? I haven't checked this yet, but I would assume so. Maybe I'm wrong. But he was killed on 10th to 15th of March, 1944. Oh, he died 10th, 15th March, 1944 in Siberia in a POW camp. So the List Regiment is the regiment that Hitler had served in during World War I. It was one of a couple of regular army units that had the ability to wear a cuff title. They weren't really like an elite unit, but I have several cards for members. They all tend to be pretty gruesome fates, unfortunately, at least from the ones I've researched. All right, so this one we got some more photos from one of my normal photo contacts who only updates a few times a year. Not as many as in previous updates, I'm afraid, but still some good photos. If I can get this open. I think there's an invoice in here as well, so I'm just going to open that off camera. All right, so we have really nice photo here of some German soldiers looking very disheveled. We see some MP40 pouches. We got slung rifles. Somewhere on the Eastern Front. Don't know what time period this is. I'd have to get a closer look at the gear to kind of get a guess. But definitely see there's a Mauser hanging there. See another one behind that guy. See, that guy's got a sling too. It's probably for his MP40 since he has the pouches there. But, yeah, kind of like a nice candid, kind of like after-action photo. I don't see too many of those. There was also this very cool photo for a German observation balloon. Those of you who've been on the channel a while know that I love balloon core stuff, so seeing this was really cool. Unfortunately, not dated. I would guess it's sometime pretty early or maybe pre-war, but not 100% certain there. And then the last photo here, we have a staff car. It looks like it's being transported across a ferry there, a makeshift pontoon boat of some kind. Crossing the Desna, maybe? I think that's a river. But yeah, so overall pretty good unboxing. Got a couple neat photographs and then a bunch more death cards to research. So yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below. Love hearing from you. Thank you all for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll see you all again very soon.